your neck of the woods as well. Allegan, the city of Allegan, that's going to be moving further to the east. Pullman, it's just some rain showers for you folks. So in Allegan, this will be moving into Hopkins soon. It's on your western doorstep. Let me go up to Ottawa County, and I'll zoom into southern Ottawa County. Friesland, it's already moved through your area. Beaver Dam, it's moved through your area. Gitchell, it's going to be moving into your area in Ottawa County. Jamestown, it's coming into your area. Hudsonville, you are now under the gun with these marginally severe storms. You may hear and see some lightning and thunder. There's going to be some moderate heavy rain in there as well. That'll be brief. It won't last long. As we get into Jenison, this is coming into your area. Allendale, it's already moved on through. Eastmanville, it's moved on through. Marne, you'll be on the northern tail or northern fringe of this in Ottawa County. And we don't have anything right now in Kent County. That Kent County severe thunderstorm warning was issued in as a preliminary heads up to what's coming your way, which I'm going to draw this right now. You see this area right here? This is what's going to be coming into Kent County right now, because this is lifting like so to the north and east. So this will be coming into Walker. It'll be coming into Wyoming, Byron Center, the Grand Rapids metro area, Comstock Park, if it holds together. That's what we're going to be looking at. So let me pull out to a little bit wider perspective, and as we do, there's the bird's eye perspective again. I'm going to go back to the wider perspective of satellite and radar, which is right here. What I'm going to do here, folks, is place the parent storm system, which is the low pressure area, which is right about there. And somewhere in here, let me grab a cold front. Somewhere in here, I'm guessing there's a cold front. But the main line, and I could grab the telestrating tool, the main line is actually right here. You see that? Let me stop this, and I'll click now on the radar. Right here is the main line. Once this blows on through the area, I'm going to put X's here. There could be more development behind this main line, but frankly, it's probably only going to be some rain showers. Once this main line blows through in the next couple of hours, our severe weather threat is going to be done. So this is not something that's going to go on for the remainder of the day, nor will it go into the evening hours. The severe weather threat is between now and about 2 p.m. Maybe if it takes a little bit longer, till about 2:30 or 3, and that's about as good as it gets. We don't have a really good chance of severe weather, and as I clear this off radar and we go to the severe weather outlook, let me show you that as well. This comes to us from the Storm Prediction Center. We'll zoom in on this. The areas in yellow having the best chance of seeing some stronger storms. Most of that is to the south and east of Grand Rapids as you head towards Kalamazoo, Battle Creek, St. Joseph County, Branch County, especially as you go over to Saginaw, Lansing, Jackson, Flint, and Detroit. All these areas in yellow, those are the best locations for a little bit stronger thunderstorm activity, because there's been a little bit of heating there, maybe some breaks of sunshine. That heat and energy just is contributing to the atmosphere in which we see these storms feed off. So that's what we're tracking. That's what we're monitoring. And let's see here. Let's see if I can give you folks some tips while we stay on here. I'm going to stay on for a little bit longer for these storms just to see how they evolve. And as we look at this, oh, by the way, I should mention, I was reading about an hour ago from the Storm Prediction Center. That is the division of the branch of the Weather Service that puts out watches. They said there was only about a 5% chance of a watch across our area. So it's highly unlikely, and watches are issued for larger geographic areas. It's highly unlikely that most of our area will see a watch. Doesn't mean our eastern counties can't see one, and they could still issue that. But at the time I was looking at it, it didn't look like you were going to issue that. There was only about a 5% chance of that. That said, we do have 4 counties that are under severe thunderstorm warnings. Keep in mind, a severe thunderstorm warning is issued for 58 mile per hour winds or greater, and or 1-inch size hail. You got to have either one or the other or both. We have the capability of those storms producing 58 mile per hour wind speed. So that's what we're watching. A severe thunderstorm has been detected by radar or reported by spotters. That's the other way that they issue the warning. And then you should be seeking shelter indoors immediately. Remember, severe thunderstorm can produce tornadoes with little or no warning. Even though we're not in a really good tornado environment, Doesn't mean there can't be a brief weak spin up of something. So that's what we want to let you folks know about. As we look at the bird's eye perspective of this storm system here, a little bit wider perspective, you'll see the satellite and radar out here, and there it is. So I think this initial band here, we'll click this, and then right in here, it's this line right here. Oops, let me grab the other telestrating tool. This line right here. Let's see here. Where's our there's our telestrator. Let me clear this, and the telestrator right in here. Once this line clears the area, I think our severe weather threat will be open. I would expect it to happen over the next couple of hours. Let's see here. Let's go back to our local Doppler radar. And actually, it's probably a good time to reset. There is a severe thunderstorm warning just over the Michigan-Indiana border in northern and northeastern portion of Indiana. That's not in our viewing area, but that's just something that we're monitoring. So as I go through this, let's go through and recap. 4 counties under severe thunderstorm warnings until 1:15. As we go through these, we got Kalamazoo County right here. We got central and eastern portion of Van Buren County under the warning. Most of Allegan County, especially central and eastern Allegan County, under severe thunderstorm warning. Central and eastern portions of Ottawa County under severe thunderstorm warning. All of Kent County under severe thunderstorm warning, and these severe thunderstorm warnings go until 1:15. The primary concern is the same in each county. The possibility of some 55 to maybe 60 mile per hour wind speed. So that's what we're watching. Here's the radar. It's actually a very narrow band. I want to show you folks something here. As I draw this, look at how narrow this band is from here to about here. That's very, very narrow band. So this is just more credence that this is not going to go on for an extended period of time. I'm going to zoom in on this, and as we do, and we'll get rid of that, let's take a look. We'll concern ourselves with Kent County right here. And let's measure this bandwidth if we can do that here. And I'll show you folks. Let's see here if we can get a measurement to show you where we're at. I just want to show you that we're probably, we'll do the widest part of this around Hudsonville. This band of thunderstorm activity is less than 10 miles wide. See that right around the Hudsonville area? It's only about eight and a half miles wide. So this is not something that's very wide at all, which means it's just not going to go on for a long period of time. As I pull back to a little bit wider perspective here, a little bit more of a bird's eye perspective. Let's put this into motion over the last hour. We'll look at the movement because it kind of allows us to look at a little bit wider perspective and get an idea how this is moving. And you can see if you're saying this looks like it's moving to the north and east, indeed that is the case. So these storms are moving like so. You see that movement here? That's the way they're going. Moving at about 20, 25, maybe 30 miles per hour. So as we stop this animation here, we'll erase this. I will tell you folks, as I zoom in a little bit here, it almost looks like, let me do something here. Let me draw this right here. It almost looks like everything behind this front to the lakeshore may be in the clear. Now, in the clear, I don't mean blue skies and sunshine. I don't mean in the clear from rain. I mean in the clear from severe weather. It looks like if this, in fact, is going to become the main threat, the main strong thunderstorm line, we may be done with the possible severe threat across western Muskegon County, western Ottawa County, western Van Buren County, western Allegan County, and most of Berrien County. That's what I'm thinking right now. I can't say that for sure only because the cold front hasn't come through. But that's what it looks like is developing to me, is that that's going to become the main thunderstorm line, and it's already progressing and moving into about US 131. Want to just look at velocity here because, we always are concerned for maybe some rotation. I don't see any rotation. I do see something that could be some strong winds around into the north and east of the Allegan area. If I query this data, again, it's just as kind of an on-air query. You see the velocity, it says negative 55. Those are inbound winds to the radar site around the Allegan area. So that's telling me that the algorithm in the radar has a potential of maybe these storms producing maybe a 55 mile per hour wind gust here in and around the Allegan area. Let me clear that and see if I could query. Let me try another area right here. That lighter green that you see, there's a 34 mile per hour, there's a 31, there's a 50. So you can see why the Weather Service might issue a severe thunderstorm warning for something like this. Let me zoom in on this and show you that the strongest winds that I have right now, the potential of some 55 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts would be right along the Hopkins area and just to the south of there. If we're looking around Minor Lake, M-I-N-E-R, Minor Lake, right around into the east of 30th Street. This is in Allegan County now, to the west of 20th Street, to the north of M222. You can see this area right here, this brighter area. That's where the strongest wind speeds would be according to my radar algorithms. So there could be some of this storm, a portion of this storm in this area that could be producing some 55 to 60 mile per hour wind speeds. Those are the strongest storms that I'm seeing right now. Here's something else up here. Let me look and see what this is here. Right around Monterey. Let me do an on-air query and see if we have some wind speeds. There's a 34 mile per hour inbound wind. There's a 35. There's a 38. Not quite as strong. There's a 39. And then I want to go up around 136th Avenue as well. There's a 39 mile per hour wind speed, 38 mile per hour inbound wind. So clearly what it looks like here is that we have our strongest wind speeds, or the potential thereof, probably right between Allegan and Hopkins, as you can see, right in this area right here. This is where we think the strongest wind speeds are right now. Could be some 55 to 60 mile per hour wind speeds in there. Let me pull out to a little bit wider perspective. That's the beauty of our technology and being able to look at these wind speeds like this. And you could almost see, I will tell you folks this, sometimes what happens is when there's a line of strong to severe thunderstorms coming in, I'm going to draw the arc right now. This is where the line of storms are. Sometimes right on the apex of this line is where you see, sometimes it's a gust front. It's where you see your strongest outflow winds. So we're talking about eastern Allegan County. These are going to be coming into Kalamazoo County as well. And you know what? Let me look back, because I don't know if Kalamazoo County, I don't think Kalamazoo County is under the warning. And have said that, if that's the case, don't be surprised if we see a severe thunderstorm warning issued for Kalamazoo County. And it is. There is one there right now. So it is Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo, Van Buren, Ottawa, Allegan, and Kent County. Let me see when they issued this one, because they probably did it when we were on and when we were talking here. Yep, they issued it at 12:01. So they issued that a little while ago when we were already on the air. That one goes until 1:30. And if I do an off-air query on that, it'll give me the information here. I can tell you that that also has a 60 mile per hour wind gust, and we can see why after going through and interrogating those storms there. We'll clear that. And as we do, so we now have severe thunderstorm warnings for Kalamazoo County, Van Buren County, Allegan County, Ottawa County, and Kent County. I want to emphasize that these are marginally severe thunderstorms. Most of these severe thunderstorm warnings go until 1:15, with the exception of Kalamazoo County, which goes until 1:30. The other thing I'll let you folks know about, this is something else that has come down and just came down from the National Weather Service when we were on interrogating these storms and going through. You see everything in pink here. These are this is a severe thunderstorm watch that has been issued. I'm going to query this data so it tells me as well. This was issued just about the time we were coming on air and online and brought in the television audience. This severe thunderstorm watch box goes for portions of our Fox 17 viewing area until 7 p.m. Now, I want to point something out. I'll point out the obvious, but this is what my conversation was mentioning. You know how I just drew the line and I said, I think our lakeshore counties are going to be in the clear from these strong to severe thunderstorms, because this is probably going to be the main line that has already come through those areas. And that's probably and more than likely why we have not seen our lakeshore counties issued as part of this severe thunderstorm watch. We've already seen that strong to marginally severe storms come through those lakeshore counties, and this is going to continue to migrate to the east. Now, having said that, this severe thunderstorm watch, which is issued by the Storm Prediction Center, is officially out until 7 o'clock. This is going to be canceled long before then in our Fox 17 viewing area. Let's go through the counties. We'll let you know what's going on here, and as we do, so we have technically a severe thunderstorm watch. Remember, a watch means conditions are favorable for the development of strong to severe thunderstorms. So our counties under this are Montcalm County, Kent County, Ionia County, Berry County, Eaton County, Kalamazoo County, Calhoun County, St. Joseph County, and Branch County. Those are technically under the watch, and a watch is issued for a larger geographical area, and a watch is technically usually issued for a longer period of time. This is out until 7 o'clock. I think it's going to be canceled for our counties that I just X'd long before that, but they have to pick a time, they have to issue the watch, and they have to let it go for a reasonable amount of time. And since we're grouped in with Lansing, Jackson, Detroit, Port Huron, they just arbitrarily set a time of 7 p.m., and then they will knock these counties out of the watch as these storms come in, move through the watch area, and then move out. So that's where I'm going with that. So we go from a watch to, within that watch, warnings, and you'll see that right now. Let's go back and recap the warnings for those of you folks that are just joining us on Facebook Live. Again, severe thunderstorm warning out until 1:30 this afternoon for Kalamazoo County. The possibility of marginally severe storms there, 55 to 60 mile per hour wind gust. We're also technically under a severe thunderstorm warning for portions of Van Buren County, Allegan County, central and eastern Ottawa County, and all of Kent County right now. If we go back to the velocity data, I will show you folks where the strongest wind speeds are right now. This isn't much different than what we just talked about a few minutes ago. Right around the Hopkins area. I want to show you, see that little brighter, those couple of pixels there, right around the Hopkins area? If I query this data, this is going to tell me that I'm getting radar algorithms that are telling me we have inbound wind speeds to the radar, which is in Grand Rapids, at about 59 miles per hour. Does it mean it's producing that? No, but it's a pretty good bet that we have at least the potential of these storms in that location producing some 55 to 60 mile per hour wind gust. So those are the strongest wind speeds that I'm seeing right now anywhere on our radar. We'll go back to the live Doppler radar, and you can see there's a very well-defined line, very narrow. It's only about 8.5 miles wide. And these storms are just starting to come into the Kent County area. I'm going to put a track on these here in just a minute, but this is why I said, folks, and I'm going to X this here. Muskegon County, Oceana County, most of Ottawa County, a good chunk of Allegan County, western Van Buren County, all of Berrien County, and portions of Cass County. You folks are probably in the clear from severe weather and the severe weather threat. I think this line is going to become the main line as we go through the rest of the afternoon, but this is only going to last probably another 90 minutes or so, maybe a couple of hours, and then it will exit our eastern county, and then we will be out of the area, and it will be out of the area by that time. Joining me now is Fox 17 meteorologist Haley Vaughn. I know she's just getting in. She's getting caught up to speed. I don't know if she has any information for me, but I'll let her take over and put in her her 2 cents there.
So the only thing I have to add is we have a few reports of our wind gusts right now. So 46 mile per hour wind gust in Holland, specifically in Allegan County. And then we also have a wind report of 43 miles an hour in Hudsonville, which is in Ottawa County. So good reports showing, obviously, I know you said that velocity return up to 59 miles an hour, but right now, though so far, technical reports just above 45 miles an hour. So this is really going to, as Kevin's been saying, on the lower end of our severe weather threat, and I'm not seeing any reports of hail. Have you been seeing anything of hail?
I have not seen any hail. There is a threat there. I haven't seen it, but I got to believe there may be some pea-sized hail or some smaller hail.
Yep.
I'm guessing everything is going to be under quarter-size hail, which would be it would be a criteria for issuing a severe thunderstorm warning.
Right.
I have not seen that in any of the bylines from the Weather Service. So the primary threat with these storms, Haley, just a wind damage potential, and it's marginally severe at 60 miles per hour.
When I was driving in, I saw also some very dark clouds, heavy rain as I was driving into our Fox 17 studio too. So in addition to the obvious threats of the wind and the hail, it's going to be one of those things that you're going to want to take it easy while traveling, because we could have some hydroplaning issues in addition to visibility. But moving into Cedar Springs at 12:54, Ada 104, and Pearson at 106. But Kevin, I know these alerts are going to be over around 1:15 in Kent County specifically, right?
They are.
Okay.
Only Kalamazoo County has been was added a little bit later, and it will
1:30.
stay till about 1:30.
All right.
I'm going to show you something again with Haley here. This is amazing because this is a very narrow band. I'll take the fattest part, or the widest part of this band, and take a look at this, folks. So we're going to measure from around Hudsonville to just around the Ionia area, and let me erase that and try to get a little bit better shot on that here. We'll go one more time from here. This is only maybe about maybe 9 or 10 miles wide. So this is not something that's going to stick around for a long period of time. You're going to see some brief heavy downpours. They're going to blast through the area, and then it's going to be over fairly quickly.
Not too bad. I'm going to go and update social media. I'll be right back.
All righty. And again, we'll continue on the Facebook Live here, just because we're on already. Both of us are here, and there may be additional warnings that are forthcoming as this continues to migrate to the east. I would almost expect that, folks, that once this gets through most of Kent County, we may eventually, if it can hold together, see warnings issued for Montcalm County, maybe Ionia. Frankly, the next county in line is probably going to be Berry County for the possibility of a severe thunderstorm warning. Let's start from the south, and we'll go through, and we'll go street level again to show you which areas are under the gun. Before I do that, I'll go out to a little bit wider perspective, and I'll show you the bird's eye perspective again, just to paint you an overall perspective. Very narrow band, probably about 8-9 miles wide with these thunderstorms, and that's it. But you see, very narrow band out there. If we put this into motion, just to show you the movement of these to the north and east at about probably 25, maybe 30 miles per hour. There's the loop. So these are moving from the southwest to the north and east, and there's nothing behind this. Now, once these strong to marginally severe storms move on through, I can't rule out a few lingering showers behind it, but I think the severe threat is going to be gone. I will also tell you that the winds are going to pick up behind this cold front, and the temperature is likely going to drop. We've probably already hit or come close to hitting our high temperature for the day, because behind the front, we'll get a southwest wind whipping in here at about 15 to 25 miles per hour with some gusts up around 35 or so, and our temperature is probably going to drop off through the 60s as we progress through the afternoon hour. So let's put a stop on this, and as we stop this, we'll go all the way. We'll just arbitrarily start down here at the bottom. The southern counties here, when I say bottom, I mean the southern counties. Cass County, northeastern Cass County, there's a little cluster, some rain showers there, maybe a lightning bolt in there around the Marcellus area. In Cass County, nothing severe, but there is a broken line of some thunderstorms there with some moderate to brief heavy rain around the Three Rivers area. This has already come through Constantine. This is moving through White Pigeon right now, and this is going to continue to lift off to the north and east, so Mendon, you folks may see this shortly. Let's go up to the next county, Kalamazoo County. You folks are officially under severe thunderstorm warning until 1:30, and you can see why. Got some decent radar returns there around the Portage area. Most of this has already come through the Portage area, and this is already working east of US 131 there in Kalamazoo County. Schoolcraft, it's already come through your area. This is lifting off to the north and east. The next county seeing this, Vicksburg, you're under the gun already. This is going to be coming into Scotts shortly, eventually Climax after that. Galesburg, you'll be on the northern fringe of it. You'll see that as well. And then as we go to the north and west of Kalamazoo, Alamo, you're already seeing these strong to severe thunderstorms. Cooper, it's coming into your area. Richland, it would be after that. We go into Allegan County. Plainwell, you're under the gun. You've got some moderate to heavy rain, some lightning, some thunder, maybe some small size hail, perhaps some 50, 55 mile per hour gust. Martin, it's coming into your area now. Shelbyville, you're under the gun. Bradley, you're under the gun here now. Wayland, you're under the gun. Moline, you're under the gun now with seeing the strong to marginally severe storms. This takes us all the way into southern Kent County. Byron Center, it's already moved on through there. If you're wondering where it's going next in Kent County, it's over Ross. This is going to be moving into Caledonia, Kentwood area, Wyoming. This is coming into your area right now. Granville, you're in the thick of it. Jenison, it's already moved through your area in eastern Ottawa County. As we get into the Grand Rapids metro area, this is coming into your area right now. And then Comstock Park, this is coming to your area. These are marginally severe storms. There's going to be some brief heavy rain. There's going to be some lightning, some thunder. There may be some small size hail. And these storms have the capability of producing maybe some 50, 55, 60 mile per hour wind gusts. So that's why we're going through this. Englishville, it's coming into your area. We're still in Kent County. Sparta, you're under the gun right now. Kent City, you're under the gun. I want to switch to the velocity data. Velocity data, you see the colors. It looks like Christmas, I know. The reason I say that is because anything green is coming towards the radar site. Shows us winds and potentially wind speeds. Anything red is moving away from the radar site. Well, where's the radar site? Our Grand Rapids National Weather Service radar site is at the airport in Grand Rapids. So anything coming inbound to the radar site is green. Anything moving away from the radar site is red. So where are my eyes drawn to right now? I'm looking for something. The reason why this switches is when I go too far to the south, it automatically is set up to switch to the National Weather Service radar site out of North Webster, Indiana, from the North Webster, Indiana Weather Service. So that's why it switched. If I go up a little further, it goes back to green. So it picks up the Grand Rapids site. So I'm looking for something that might be kind of a telltale sign of maybe some strong winds. I'm not saying anything initially. If I go into the Wayland area, you remember a few minutes ago, this was querying weather data from the algorithm of maybe some 55 to 60 mile per hour wind speeds. I don't see that around the Wayland or the Hopkins area anymore. Maybe something a little bit brighter south of Hopkins. Let me query that and see what's coming up now. 37 mile per hour gusts. Those are inbound winds when it says negative 40. So these have come down significantly. This particular cell in this area has diminished significantly in intensity according to the radar algorithm there for the velocity data. We go up to Wayland, not seeing much. Let's go up to around the Byron Center. Let me see what we're seeing here. Got what looks like could be maybe a little bit of some kind of rotation around in southeast of the Byron Center here. Let me see what we have for wind speeds here, and right around maybe Kalamazoo Avenue southeast. 43 mile per hour inbound wind, 43 there. Around 100th Street, 32 mile per hour. There's an outbound wind of 13 miles per hour. There's a inbound wind there around Eastern Avenue and Hawks Head, around 40 mile per hour inbound wind. So nothing really impressive, but with the red embedded within the green there, it's a very small area. Just seeing what looks like could be a little bit of rotation there. And Haley, are you on the National Weather Service chat? Are you on Slack?
Yes, I am.
See if they have anything for that little bit of rotation.
Yep.
I'm on it.
I'm on it.
Here as well.
Yep.
But it's not really impressive, but I mean, that would be the only thing that I'm looking at now. Some of the brighter green areas here, as I look at this and I query the data, again, there's a 43 mile per hour inbound wind. That's not really impressive. That's under the severe levels of criteria, so nothing severe there, but that's all I'm really seeing. And we just went back and interrogated all of this area here. Let me see if there's anything further up the line here. Not really seeing anything.
So they're not saying anything in the National Weather Service chat. However, I was watching this part of the radar, even on my drive in, I was able to see that it's been kind of going back and forth and picking up in intensity. So that is something that we're going to have to monitor very closely. They are noticing some stronger winds, nickel-sized hail being reported in Vicksburg at the moment. And a few locations also seeing some pea-sized hail in Allendale as well.
All right, I'm glad you mentioned that, because I can now go into our hail tracker, and that will tell me presumably where or if there's any hail with this system. Let's see if I can get to that right now. Is it may not be tracking anything. Let me
And
see.
it looks like they did update the severe thunderstorm warnings for Allegan and Kent County, but they canceled Van Buren.
Okay. So I'm not seeing anything here on our hail tracker, but that small size hail that Haley was mentioning here, but nonetheless, it may be a little bit of hail. The primary concern with these storms is not necessarily hail. There may be some small size hail, but it's primarily the ability or the capability of producing some 55 to maybe 60 mile per hour wind gust. So let's take a look at this, and you can see. Oh, let's go back to the. I want to reset here because Haley just mentioned in the warnings. Look at how narrow this has been now. So they've essentially canceled the entire severe thunderstorm warning for Ottawa County. They've canceled almost all of it for Allegan County, except the extreme eastern portion of the county. Van Buren County is now in the clear. No warning there. All of Kalamazoo County is under a severe thunderstorm warning. All of Kent County under a severe thunderstorm warning, and eastern Allegan County. So what does that tell you? Let's go back to the radar loop here, and I'm going to stop this. We're going to put right now on this. I'm going to go back and overstate the obvious here as we get this. Here's what is becoming probably the main line, and look at where that main line lines up. Everything in Oceana County, Muskegon County, almost all of Ottawa County. Well, we could say all of Ottawa County because the warning's been cleared there. Almost all of Allegan County, all of Van Buren County, Berrien, and now Cass County. Those areas are probably out of the severe weather threat. If this is in fact the main line, which I think it is, you guys are going to be out of the clear, or in the clear, I should say. That doesn't mean blue sky and sunshine. It doesn't mean you're done with the rain. It means that your severe weather threat is probably over at this time if you're in those X'd out areas. I am hearing the showers, the heavy rain on the rooftop here at Fox 17.
Another thing too, in our Fox 17 Facebook chat, one person mentioned that there were some sirens going off in Coopersville, so just be wary of that information. So far, though, we're not seeing any rotation in Coopersville. We're not seeing anything like that, but we are going to be keeping a close eye on it.
I will say this, and Haley can talk a little bit more about this if you want, regarding the sirens.
Yep.
First of all, the National Weather Service does not control those sirens. Nope. We do not control those sirens. In some locations, those can be controlled in specific areas of the county. In other locations, they are a county-wide thing. Mm-hmm. You set off one siren, you set them all off county-wide. And we don't have any tornado warnings out. We have severe thunderstorm warnings out in a couple of areas. And I do know in some areas, I think Kent County is under there. When we have a severe thunderstorm warning or cells that have the capability of producing 75 mile per hour straight line winds or higher, they'll set off the sirens here in Kent County.
Right.
We're a long way from that. We don't have anything remotely even close to that. I'm not sure why those sirens might have been going off in Coopersville, but that's why we tell you the story.
Yep.
Every location's a little bit different. We don't control it. There's no tornado threat here right now. There's nothing stronger than a 55 to 60 mile per hour wind gust capability, and that's very isolated at this time.
It's true. Yep. And I'm keeping my eye on the velocity. It looks like that one little pocket of potential rotation, it seems like it's pretty much dwindling at this moment, which is really good.
You were talking, what did you say, Vicksburg? Is that what you said there?
Vicksburg is actually where we had some hail that was reported.
Oh, okay. And I've got a little bit stronger green here, east of Vicksburg, north and east of Brady, over towards Gardner's Corner. If I do a query here on the algorithm, let's see what it's coming up and what it's plotting. 49 mile per hour wind gusts there. Again, this is a radar algorithm. There's a 46 mile per hour inbound wind. That doesn't mean that that's what we're seeing, but that's what the storm has the capability of producing, and that's what the algorithm is showing from the radar sites, or from the radar imagery there. So, maybe some 45, 50 mile per hour wind gusts there. Let's clear that, and then we'll go up to a little bit higher area. Nothing here that really stands out.
Nope.
Sometimes on these storms, the very leading edge of these storms, we get what we call the gust front. That's where the strongest wind speeds will be. I'll show you radar, and then we'll paint that picture again. And as we do, we'll stop this. Let's go now on this. Let's take a telestrating tool, and then we'll draw this right here. See where that line is right there? Right on the apex. Right here is typically where we could get our strongest wind speeds because of the environmental winds coming in behind this. If I draw this and then I draw an arrow, you get stronger winds sometimes coming in behind this, and it can push that line out, create a little bit of a bowing segment. We don't have that right now, but sometimes on the apex we get the gust frontier, and then we can have maybe some 55, 60 mile per hour wind speeds. There's not much of that going on, but that sometimes can be what happens when we get stronger wind speeds coming in, especially in an environment like this. But these are marginally severe, so there's not a lot of that going on right now.
The only new update is that we have pea-sized hail at 28th Street and Ivernest, I believe is how you pronounce it, in
Yep.
Wyoming. So we have a little bit of some pea-sized hail. Nothing to be concerned about in Wyoming, but just a good indication that we could have some minor hail. It looks like the nice news too is that this is now moving east of US 131, so that's also going to be great news for travelers heading north and southbound.
Yeah, let's see if there's any query here on the information around on the hail. That just gives us precipitation rate, 1.34 inches per hour. You're not going to see that because it's not going to last an hour, but it tells me that what we call the DBZ, the decibel level, is pretty high, so we're getting some moderate to heavy rain, but it's very brief. Probably only going to last 10, 12 minutes, and then it's already out of there. Precipitation rate there around the Kentwood area, 1 inch per hour. We'll erase that. And let's see if if there's anything showing up on the hail tracker now again.
Sure.
I'm not getting anything here. And I've got that turned on. These are echo top. Sometimes we look at these because the thought is here, as you know, Haley, the higher the building of the vertical thunderstorm, the better the severe weather could potentially be. This is not a big risk today. If I query this data, and this is the beauty of the technology, I can go in and tell you folks that we have some of these storm tops up around 36,000 feet. That's not a big deal. Typically you want to see 45, 50, 55, 60,000 foot storms. It's not impressive. These are marginally severe storms, but it's nice to be able to use the technology, especially in a marginally severe situation like this, to where we can go in and say, hey, let's take a look at some of these things and help to inform and educate you folks. And frankly, we don't get this all the time. So even as a meteorologist, we can help reacclimate ourselves. As meteorologists, we're getting into this season. We can go back and say, let's look at velocity data. Let's look at echo tops. Let's look at hail tracker. Let's look at this stuff. So it helps me, and it also helps you folks to be able to be informed and learn a little bit more about this from a meteorology perspective as well.
So one thing I'm curious about, Kevin, do you have the visible satellite in your show at the moment? The reason is because I'm really curious how much sunshine is on the east side of the state, because these are likely to remain in their strength, if not even pick up in intensity, the further east it travels. And one thing that thunderstorms love and they need, and hopefully you guys can hear me, is heat and sunshine. They need to have the moisture, the heat, the sunshine. It adds to the instability, and that's what thunderstorms are going to thrive off of. I just heard a rumble of thunder at Fox 17, so this line, a very short one, is passing, and I know our visible satellite takes a second to load as well, but it will be interesting to see just how much heat they're building on the east side of the state, because that could lead to a greater risk of some severe weather. In addition to, I know on the east side of the state, there's a greater threat for an isolated tornado as well.
Okay, I'm looking at this. I don't know why that's not coming up. Let me see if I can run through the animation again here.
I know, sometimes it does take a second to load. It's a lot of data going in.
I will tell you what we can do. Yep, it's still not loading, but I'll tell you what we can do. Let's go over, this will be invisible to the folks that are on the feed, but if we go over to let's see,
PC4?
I got it. Yep, PC4. I want to get over to 4. Actually, I can go. I can do this. I can do this. We can go. Let me do it this way,
Yep, sounds good.
and we'll pull it. When all else fails, we'll just pull it up the manual way.
Yep.
And if we do this, let's just go. We'll type in. I'm going to show you folks a really neat visible satellite imagery, because it's a good high resolution College of DuPage weather. I'm going to show you that. This is available to you folks to look at online as well, but this is a really higher resolution one.
I'll click it.
Okay, let me go here, and then let me put this in the motion, because this is I use this religiously every single day, and I'm looking for the, where is the animation? I want to look at the animation
I think
of
it
this.
says move slider to click, so maybe, yep.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah,
It wasn't
there we
coming.
go.
Okay, so go
Okay,
to
I'm
go to
gonna
PC4.
There we go. All right, cool. Now everyone can see what we are looking at, hopefully.
Oh, that's our
Here,
visible
just-
satellite
that's ours.
imagery.
Hopefully, I know it's a little bit of a lag. Here, we'll go
They should be, yeah, they should be seeing it on there. Because I want to show that. That would be great to be able to show that.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of buttons to be pressed here in the Weather Center.
Let's
I will
see.
tell you
Let's try
folks
this.
though.
There we
Oh,
go.
good job.
All
Thank you.
right.
So I'm going to switch positions with you because
Okay.
you started down the
Yep.
road of
what?
the
Yep.
of the sunshine. I laid out
Yeah.
that groundwork this morning on the morning show. Please talk about what you're talking about on the instability building in the sunshine
Yep.
East of the area.
Now, one thing I really like seeing, and this is probably geeking out just a little bit when it comes to our meteorologist
okay, yep.
standpoint, but you can see that line right along US 131. You can see that higher tops of the clouds and the development. So this is a visible satellite that you're looking at. The darker the reflection is, so closer to Lake Michigan on the ground, the darker it is, that's the ground. Everywhere that is lighter and whiter, that is the cloud cover. So I know that sometimes when you're looking at this, you might be thinking, what exactly am I seeing? But on the east side of the state where it's darker at this moment, that means that there is less cloud cover. This line of showers and thunderstorms that we've been tracking is going to be moving into the east side of the state. So right now, yes, we do have that severe weather threat. We've been tracking severe thunderstorms. They're on the lower end of our severe weather threat, but as it continues to move towards the east. So a lot of us might be traveling for work, maybe going to the east side, maybe you even have some family over there that you want to notify. We're going to be tracking this line of storms. So maybe let's go back, if you can, to what we were looking at before. Let me see. Technology.
We do have the Facebook feed up, so we'll know.
There we
when
go.
it switches
Perfect.
To you folks there. We'll know.
All
when it
right. There we
switches
go.
here. Let's see. Oh, yep.
Perfect. So you can even see it on our visible, and I like this one too. I like both because one, the other one is moving. It's a lot clearer, but this one you can really see where it's clearing out. So well out of our area, but you can see on the east side of the state, closer to Lansing, that's where they do have that
having
clearing.
Said that, look at the clearing skies and the hole in the cloud
Right.
cover over Lake Michigan. That's exactly why when I was doing the forecast today, I went partly sunny because there are going to be some breaks out there.
Right.
And when you talk about visible satellite imagery, people might say, I don't know what that means. So visible satellite imagery simply means the sun has to be up for us to be able to utilize that tool. It's the sunlight reflecting off the cloud cover, so you can only use it, but it's a far better representation than infrared satellite imagery, which uses temperature sensing. And when you see visible satellite imagery, you know exactly where the holes in the cloud cover are. The infrared satellite imagery can be skewed because of the cloud tops and the temperatures of those clouds, so it cannot be as accurate as visible, and that's why Haley and I go through this little informative thing here, because we prefer the visible satellite imagery, but you could only use it during the day.
Yeah, absolutely. So now that we've been showing this, I know that a lot of us might also just now be joining. So in case you are just now joining us, it looks like we've had some changes in our severe weather alerts at the moment. I can see that within not only our current thing that I am showing you right now, but also on Fox 17 News. I can see our little map. So if you're watching online or maybe even on air right now, you can also see that we do have severe thunderstorm warnings in Kent County, parts of Kalamazoo County, and then it does look like there is a new severe thunderstorm warning closer to Coldwater. So maybe we could go in there.
So two things going on here. Severe thunderstorm warnings. If you are on TV, if you're not, that's okay. We'll mention it. The severe thunderstorm warnings out for the areas that are in orange here, and then there is a severe thunderstorm watch, which is a bigger geographical area for our eastern counties all the way over to Detroit, and that's what you see there. So. We have, and I'll let you go through that. No, I'll take the break for a minute. I'll let you do this, but let me do this. I'm going to let you go through here, and then we'll go back and interrogate the radar here in just a second. But here's something that we can do here. I'm just going to close this here, and I'm going to let you talk for just a moment about the difference between a watch and a warning, because that's always good to know that as well. If I can minimize that, there you go. And let me click on that. So let's start with the severe thunderstorm watch.
Yeah.
Haley can talk a little bit more about this, and then we'll go to the warning, and then we'll go back to radar.
Sure, yeah, sounds good. So when it comes to a watch, it means, and you can see that within our current graphic that is up, conditions are favorable for severe thunderstorm development. It means that it is possible that a severe thunderstorm could develop. keep an eye on the sky. Obviously, that's where you're watching. You're going to see if you can have those conditions develop in order for it to be severe. Now, for a severe thunderstorm warning, on the other hand, that means that it has developed and it is actively happening. We need to meet specific criteria in order for a severe thunderstorm warning to be issued. We don't just issue any thunderstorm to be severe. It needs to meet specific criteria. So we need to have winds at least 58 miles an hour or greater, and we need to have hail at least 1 inch or larger as well. And that's where we need to meet that criteria. The National Weather Service is the office that issues those severe thunderstorm warnings, and we did just have a new severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Branch and St. Joseph County, and that's also in effect until 1:15 as well. So we only have 3 alerts at this moment.
And that said, we are going to break back into our programming here on Fox 17, the broadcast television side of it, and bring in the TV audience and let them know what's going on, give them an update. We will continue to stream live here on Facebook Live. So stay tuned with us for just a couple of moments while we're bringing the TV audience. Haley Vaughn and myself will go through that, and then we'll come back to the Facebook Live here. Nick, if you can hear me, my director in the control room, just say hello in the ear so I can hear you. You listening?
And I will move out of your way.
I don't hear anything yet. Let's see here. The IFB is dead, so I'm going to change the batteries. If you can hear me, Nick, I'm going to have to wait.
Cool, thank you. All right.
IFB went dead, so.
Okay. So while Kevin is doing that, because we are going to be cutting in very shortly, I'm going to be stepping away, but just very briefly, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in Kent County for the next about 25 minutes. There is a severe thunderstorm warning in Kalamazoo County until 1:30, and a severe thunderstorm warning in Branch and St. Joe.
Same thing, you can dissolve to the, you can dissolve full screen.
I'm going to let you go ahead and choose the graphics.
Okay, yep. Oh, I want to switch it back to warning. Just click on the
Just the warnings only? Yep.
Good afternoon, everybody. You just missed Haley walk on by here. Haley Vaughn and myself, Chief Meteorologist Kevin Craig, still tracking some marginally severe storms. These are the latest warnings that we have. We still are officially under a severe thunderstorm warning for Kent County and for central and eastern portions of Kalamazoo County, and also in Branch County, southwestern Branch County as well. Nick, I'll ask you in the control room if you want to take that full screen. We'll go back and we'll look at some of the radar data information. I will tell you folks this. As Haley and myself continue to track this, we're also, and we have been for quite a while now, on Facebook Live. If you go to the Fox 17 Facebook page, you can pick up the feed there, but we'll bring our television audience in and let them know what's going on as well. Only 3 severe thunderstorm warnings out right now. Most of the severe thunderstorm warnings we've seen in all of the reports, these have been marginally severe. They're just on the cusp of the National Weather Service issuing a warning. I've seen maybe the capability through radar algorithms of having some 55 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts. That's the primary threat with these storms, folks. Yes, there's some brief moderate to heavy rain. There's some lightning, there's some thunder. We've had some reports of some small size hail well under the severe levels of criteria. But the primary threat here has indeed been the chance or the possibility of seeing maybe some 50, 55, 60 mile per hour wind gusts here. So let's just go through this here, and we'll go from north to south. You can see where these storms are in the eastern portion of Newaygo County. These are going to be coming into western portions of Mecosta County. They're coming into western Montcalm County. They are right through the heart of Kent County right now. Those are the strong to marginally severe storms. Again, moderate to heavy rain. This line only has a width of about 7 or 8 miles to it, so it's not going to rain very long, but there is some lightning and thunder, some small size hail in some of these as well. That goes right on down, and we zoom in at street level. This has already moved through the Rockford area. Cedar Springs, you're under the gun. Sand Lake, you're under the gun. This has already moved through Comstock Park. This is moving into and through Ada as we speak. This is going to be moving into Lowell in the next couple of minutes. This has moved through Caledonia. This is extremely moving into, or moving in, I should say, to extreme southeastern portions of Kent County. Then we go down into Berry County. Middleville, this has already moved through your area. Hastings, this is coming into your location. Dowling, Delton, it's already moved through your area. Then as we get into Kalamazoo County, still under the severe thunderstorm warning. Galesburg, this has already moved through your area. This actually is prevalent across eastern portions of Kalamazoo County. Climax, this is in your area as well. And in fact, when I look at this, that's probably where the strongest portion of the storms are. Bronson in Branch County, we got a little cell there. And then Mendon, Colon, it's into your area in St. Joseph County. As we pull out to a little bit wider perspective, you can see where this is. Just a very narrow band of these strong to marginally severe storms there. If I put this into motion so you folks can see how this has been moving, the movement on this has traditionally been to the northeast at about 20, 25, maybe 30 miles per hour here. We'll put a 1 hour loop on this and then put this into motion, and you can see the movement. These severe thunderstorm warnings, as they're being issued and then these storms move through pretty quickly, those warnings are being canceled. So this looks like it's going to be the main threat, the main severe line, which is not that all impressive, but nonetheless, they have triggered some severe thunderstorm warnings. And what I mean by that is if you look at our lakeshore counties, the threat is just about over now for the lakeshore counties: Muskegon, Ottawa County, Van Buren County, Allegan County, Berrien and Cass. You're in the clear, not necessarily with blue skies and sunshine, but when I say the clear, probably the clear from severe weather threat. This is going to march and continue to march along in areas east of US 131. So that's what we're looking at here. So let's go back and show you the pink. All of these counties that are shaded in pink under a severe thunderstorm watch. That means that conditions are favorable. This will go till 7 o'clock, all the way over to Detroit metro area and Port Huron, Flint, Jackson. But for our area, this is going to be canceled a lot earlier than that. And then if we go to the warnings, the severe thunderstorm warning, I only have 3 warnings that are in effect. And this is what is issued by the local National Weather Service office. Kent County still under a warning. We have most of Kalamazoo County still under a warning, and then southwestern portions of Branch County still under a warning. Do you have any reports, Haley, you'd like to share?
I do, yes. So we are currently experiencing not only some minor hail, but also some stronger winds. There have been reports of over 45-mile-per-hour wind gusts, and I will say we're starting to see some very minor rotation that is developing closer towards Coldwater. Closer towards Climax. That is where we have some very, very, very minor rotation, but something we're keeping a close eye on, because as these storms are traveling towards the east, they're moving into an environment that is warmer, and they've also seen more sunshine. They've had more instability. So they're going to be picking up in intensity, because thunderstorms love that heat and instability, and that's what's really been developing on the east side of the state. We've also had the heat. So that is something that we'll closely keep an eye on for you. It again is very minor and closer towards the leading edge of Kalamazoo County, closer to Climax and Battle Creek. So that is going to be a spot where we're seeing a little bit of stronger winds at this very moment, Kevin. But also moving into even parts of Kent County, that is also where we have some stronger winds as well, but now mainly towards the east of US 131. So very much keeping an eye on this line of quick moving showers and thunderstorms. It has been brief here in West Michigan, and once it passes, our severe weather threat will be very minimal. But I mean, even velocity, Kevin, you know this, we need to have a severe thunderstorm warning. In order to have that, we need to have the winds at least 58 miles an hour or greater, and we also need to have the hail that's at least 1 inch in diameter or larger. So as of right now, we're actually seeing a lot of this under that severe weather threshold, but the National Weather Service, they issue a lot of these warnings, and that is what we're keeping a close eye on. But some stronger winds closer to Climax, that's what we're keeping a closer eye on at this moment. Still sub-severe, but Kalamazoo County remains under a severe thunderstorm warning for the next 34 minutes. And again, it is traveling towards the east. It's very slow moving, not moving too fast at this moment, but keeping a very close eye on this leading edge. And yeah, that's going to be the case.
I think if you could explain why, and I have a different radar sight
Yeah.
set up. It switches. People may be confused from the
Right.
switching from green to red so abruptly. Just explain that. And
Sure.
we're looking at velocity data here, so it's showing us potentially wind speed here.
Right. So another thing too, yes. So when we're moving around on our camera lens, and the closer we get, maybe we're going further away or closer, it's going to pick up on a different radar sensor. So we do have one, and it looks like a velocity of 59-mile-per-hour wind gust. So let's go back to what velocity is, because you might be thinking, what is all this red that I'm seeing on the screen? We have velocity data. Green means that it's moving towards the radar, and red means that it's moving away. Now, the brighter the color, the stronger the wind. And whenever we start to see the green and the red mixed together, that means that there is something moving away and toward the radar, which would mean rotation. So that's what's giving us that indication.
Now let's correct people on this.
Sure.
This is a radar algorithm. I'm
Yeah.
clicking on a half a pixel down here. I'm sure we're not seeing 85 mile
No.
per hour wind gusts here, so you got to take some of this with a grain of salt. But I will say, it certainly is possible that we've got 55 to 60 mile per hour
Sure.
wind gusts down here, down in extreme southwestern portions of Branch County. This would be, let me clear this data here. This would be south of the Bronson area. And the reason why, and I'll point this out here to you folks, as I go back out, come a little closer to Grand Rapids, you see how things just switch real quickly. We're looking at Grand Rapids National Weather Service radar data imagery here, and that's why it's green. It's coming toward that radar site. If I go far enough to the south, you see an abrupt change to red. That's because I've got my radar set up to where it will pull data and information from the closest radar site, which in this case is North Webster, Indiana. What does that have to do with Michigan? That National Weather Service office down there governs our extreme southern counties, Berrien, Cass, St. Joe, Branch, Hillsdale counties. So that's why it switches to red. So what that tells me is, as I'm looking at velocity data here in Branch County, it's red because it's moving away from the radar site in North Webster, Indiana. It's just a little confusing, I'm sure, because as we come back up to Grand Rapids, you could see it switch right back. So that's something that you folks should know as we show this. I have to give it some context and explain that, and that's what's going on here. But I think the strongest winds right now that we have probably anywhere in the viewing area may in fact be down here, coming into and just to the west of Kinderhook down in southern Branch County. I've got the radar algorithm showing maybe a 55 mile per hour gust there. There's a 56 mile per hour gust south of Bronson, maybe 46 mile per hour gusts. And then I want to go up to where we're seeing these bright colors. Haley explained this just a couple of moments ago about the really bright colors in red moving away. Union City, I've got a 50 mile per hour gust there. So you can see where this would start to get to a place between 50, 55, 60 mile per hour, where it could start to maybe start to blow things around outside.
Absolutely. And we're also now dropped our severe thunderstorm warning closer to Branch and St. Joe. So we are now only 2 severe thunderstorm warnings issued, one of which in Kent County and the other in Kalamazoo County. Kent County will be in effect until 1:15, and Kalamazoo County will be in effect until 1:30. So we have 15 minutes left in Kent County, 30 minutes left in Kalamazoo County, but you can see that there is a severe thunderstorm watch in pink on the east side of the state, east of US 131, and that means that severe thunderstorms are possible, and we're already experiencing severe weather on our side of the state, so we know as this line is going to be traveling east, there will be a higher risk, a greater potential for that severe weather on the east side of the state if you are traveling for today.
Now, the severe weather threat probably just about gone for these counties that I'm Xing. That's why I'm doing this, so you folks can conceptualize what we're thinking as meteorologists. The strong to marginally severe storms are along and east of US 131. That's also why none of these other counties have been put under the severe thunderstorm watch, because the threat is pretty much gone. But these are going to continue to march off to the northeast and continue to march over towards Lansing, Jackson, Saginaw, Flint, Detroit, and that's where the severe weather is likely going to be. So it's going to plague areas along and east of US 131, our eastern counties, for the next probably maybe hour or so here, and then it will be out of that area. So we'll erase this, and then we'll look at the wider perspective as well. Let's try satellite and radar. So there you go. You can talk about it if you'd like for a minute,
Yeah,
Haley.
sure.
There's not much behind this at all.
There is not. So I do believe that there's also some cooler air that's going to be shifting in, and along with it, that sunshine. We're expected to have this line of showers and thunderstorms be very brief, but then eventually we will have some cooler air, some stronger winds from the west shifting in and allowing for drier weather for really the rest of the night. And that line of storms is quickly moving towards these. Let me check the track of just how fast these are moving.
Yep, and we'll show you on the live Doppler radar here. Look at how narrow that line is. It's really only about 7 or 8 miles wide. There's not much to it, and frankly, by severe weather standards, I've seen a lot worse here in West Michigan. We were under a marginal threat of severe weather to the south and east of Grand Rapids. We were under a slight risk. That's not very high. That's only a level 1 and 2 out of level 5. So it wasn't a really good chance of severe weather. And I think it's playing out as such. It's only marginally severe storms. As a matter of fact, let me click over, and I know Haley's going to jump in here in a second. I just want to show you the Storm Prediction Center outlook for severe weather. I also want to see if this has changed. It doesn't look like it has changed. Let me zoom in on this. They update usually around 12:30, and this is the first time they say they did not change this configuration at all. And these storms will have the potential of being a little stronger, a little more severe outside of our Fox 17 viewing area for reasons that Haley described just a few minutes ago with the visible satellite imagery, the sunshine that's going to add more credence, more energy, more heat to the atmosphere, and those storms will feed off that outside of our Fox 17 viewing area.
Yes, and Kevin, just from the National Weather Service, we did just get a report from Pawpaw in Van Buren County of a tree that has fallen on a power line. So there is going to be potential for some isolated power outages. We also got a report of a 45-mile-per-hour wind gust in Cascade, which is in Kent County. Coopersville and Ottawa County also receiving a 45-mile-per-hour wind gust. So there's going to be potential for some isolated power outages. And Kevin, if you'd like, I can step over and bring up the Consumers Energy power outage map and see if there's anywhere else. I'll be right back.
I was just going to say that, or better yet, I would suggest maybe you go to Computer 4 and go to, and you folks could do this as well, go to U.S. Power Outage, and that will give us all of the power companies that are around the entire United States. You could click on any state, and we'll get kind of a flavor for how much power is out in our Fox 17 viewing area. As Haley's doing that, I'm going to zoom into the area here, and we'll go almost street level, show you which areas are under the gun now. Big Rapids, these strong storms are coming into your area. Stanwood, you are under the gun. Morley, you're under the gun as well. When I say under the gun, what I mean by that, you're right in the thick of it. You're seeing the moderate to heavy rain. You're seeing and hearing the lightning, the thunder. There may be some small size hail. We don't have any kind of a warning out here in Mecosta County, so these are under the severe levels of criteria. As I head down to the south, extreme western portions of Montcalm County through Howard City, Lakeview, you're next on the list to see these strong thunderstorms. These are across eastern portions of Kent County. Kent County is officially still under the severe thunderstorm warning until 1:15, and you can see why here until about 1:15, and you can see, I was going to mention the city here, Lowell. Nick just said something to me, our director. Nick, if you can repeat that for just a second. Gotcha. Okay, 10-4. And let's see here. What else do we have? Lowell, this is moving into Ionia County. Clarksville, you're under the gun. Morrison Lake, it's going to be coming into here. So I would think, Haley, what will happen in another couple of minutes, if these can maintain their integrity, is we'll see severe thunderstorm warnings issued for probably Ionia County, Morrison Lake, Clarksville under the gun there. And then as we go down into the Thornapple Lake area, this has already moved through Hastings, Nashville, Dowling, it's in your area. Battle Creek, this is coming into your area. Calhoun County, Galesburg, it's already moved through there. Climax, you're under the gun there. And then down into Coldwater and Branch County as well. I know Haley was checking on something for the power outages. What do you have?
It is going to be up now. It's on PC4 if you'd like to go to PC4, but so far we only have a few power outages. Really, the majority of them are closer to Muskegon. But we do not have a whole lot here in West Michigan. I know that we had that down power line in Pawpaw, closer to Van Buren County, but it looks like that was very isolated. Still a stronger wind gust that did pass with a line of showers and storms. Looks like Mason County is the majority.
And Mason's actually just north of our viewing area there. It's up along the US 10 corner and it's just outside of our Fox 17 viewing area. So we'll go back to the max. And as we do, we'll go back to radar there and maybe take a closer look and go back and interrogate some of this. So there's our warning configuration. Oh, it looks like the warnings may be done.
Yep.
They've cleared everything. Okay.
Perfect.
So that is it. Let me just reset and tell you folks this. We are technically under severe thunderstorm watches still for our eastern counties. Those counties would be, and I'll actually mark this off so you folks can follow along with me here. Montcalm County, Kent County, Ionia County, Berry County, Eaton County, Kalamazoo, Calhoun, St. Joseph, and Branch County. Still technically under a severe thunderstorm watch until 7 o'clock this evening. That's going to be canceled long before that. This is going to be our strong to severe thunderstorm line. I said all morning long to you folks on Fox 17 News from 5 to 10 a.m. that this is probably going to be over by 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going to stick by that. I think that's going to be the case. This is the bird's eye view of our radar. And as we come back out here, I will tell you folks that this is a very narrow band of thunderstorms. Right now, these are not severe. These might be approaching severe criteria, but even if they issue another severe thunderstorm warning, this is likely to be marginal at best. That's all I've seen so far. Maybe some 50, 55 mile per hour, some 60 mile per hour gusts possible in the history of these. There may be some small size hail. There hasn't been any 1-inch size hail, which again would trigger a severe thunderstorm warning. There's been little to no rotation in any of this, but look at how narrow that band is. That's going to continue to march off to the north and east at about 25, 30 miles per hour. So I think probably within the next hour, this will be out of here, and then we'll be in the clear. The clear meaning clear from and free from severe storms. Maybe not clear with blue sky and sunshine, maybe not clear from showers. There may be a few more showers that filter in, but our severe weather threat is likely going to be over probably about 2 o'clock, maybe shortly after that, and then those watches will come down. But regardless, we'll be here to monitor the situation. Myself and along with meteorologist Haley Vaughn. That's the very latest for you folks. We'll continue to monitor for the next few minutes on our Fox 17 Facebook live feed in case they post anything else. That's the very latest we have for you. It's 1:09. Make sure to stay with us. Haley will have a full report coming up tonight on Fox 17 News at 4, 5, and 6. I'm Chief Meteorologist Kevin Craig. Have a pleasant day, everybody. Okay, well, I probably won't be going home. Probably
No,
gonna
I
be
know.
going
You
almost
have
to the
your
office at
appointment,
this.
yeah.
Luckily, the office is on 5 in Plainfield, but I guess it is going to be what it's going to be. I'm trying to do the math here. It's so it's 12 minutes home, 12 minutes back. So there's 25. That takes me minimally to 140. So I'd have to almost leave as fast as I got there. So I guess we can sign off Facebook Live now. Probably ready to do that. All right, so let's do this. Weather camera will come here. There's Haley Vaughn. You can see her as well, folks. So we're going to say goodbye to Facebook Live here now. We don't have any warnings up. We're technically under a couple of watches. They could still issue a warning, but anything that's going to be issued is going to be marginally severe at this point. It has been, and I think most of our severe weather threat, especially for areas along and west of US 131, is over. She'll have a full recap tonight and your complete West Michigan forecast coming up tonight at 4, 5, and 6. You got any final words?
No, just be safe, everyone. We'll see you on Fox 17 News later tonight.
All right, take care, everybody. On behalf of everybody here at the Fox 17 Newsroom, I'm Chief Meteorologist Kevin Craig. Thanks for watching. Take care. Have a good day.
Oh, yeah. Oh, crap. Okay, cool. Did it. Yeah, I figured I didn't know when. I know your appointment's at 2, so you can.
I'm gonna make a run home only because I could change and get out of this, be a little more comfortable when they start drilling.
Because you're getting a root canal?
No, thank God it's not that. They're replacing a filling and a drilling cavity.
Oh.
They usually, I was telling Janice that she couldn't believe it. I usually have them drill without the Novocaine. Because by the time they put 2 needles in me,
Yeah.
and I have to deal with the needles and then haul it, guys, it'll take you 90 seconds to drill it. Just drill it and be done with it.
Wow. My dentist normally puts like a gel. Like they don't shoot me.
Yeah, and he'll probably do that, but
Hopefully they
I
do the
still
gel for
rather
you.
just say, you know what? Just drill it.
Yeah.
It's gonna take you 90 seconds to 2 minutes. Just be done with it.
Wow.
Oh,
That
okay.
is-
You're
Oh,
crazy,
great.
man.
Yeah.
You're crazy.
Some strength.
Okay, I'm gonna let you